Hello and welcome to Brainy Gardener. Today it is all about how to grow and care for the pig's ear plant. Cotyledon orbiculata, more commonly known as the pig's ear plant. It's a succulent perennial that usually grows up to 4 feet tall. These plants are native to the Karoo region of South Africa. The leaves are fleshy and oval, resembling a pig's ear, hence the name. If you're lucky enough to live in a warm climate, you can grow the pig's ear plant outside. But for those living in colder climates, the pig's ear plant makes an excellent indoor companion. This succulent is easy to care for and has beautiful lacy leaves that add a touch of greenery to any room. It is drought tolerant and makes a good houseplant. This plant is also used for medicinal purposes in some regions of the world. It is said to help treat respiratory problems, fever, and headaches, as a succulent pig's ear plant loves bright light. Whether or not you should place it in the full sun depends on the intensity of sunlight in your region. Remember that the plant requires time to adjust to its new surroundings, so don't switch it from shade to sunlight too soon. It tolerates quite a bit of neglect when it comes to watering. This succulent requires the same amount of watering as other succulents. To keep it healthy, you must use the proper watering method. It should not be allowed to sit in the water, and too much water should be avoided. The best approach to hydrate this succulent is to soak and dry it. Make sure the soil is well drained, as succulents like these don't like being waterlogged. Just don't water from the top. The leaves of these plants are covered with a thin white fuzz that can get washed away if you pour water directly over them. This fuzz is what enables the plant to stand in full sun, so you don't want to damage it. Pig's ear plants thrive in warm temperatures of at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. They still require a lower nighttime temperature of 60 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It is frost tolerant to about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. In a colder region, growing this plant outside in the summertime is possible, but you'll have to bring it indoors when winter comes. The humidity requirements for this plant are moderate, within the 50% to 70% range. Too much humidity can lead to mold and rot. Like other succulents, it's advisable to keep this plant dry in the winter. This has the added benefit of extending its frost tolerance to -5 degrees centigrade. This plant doesn't need a lot of fertilizer. A little bit during the growing season should be fine, but over-fertilizing can damage the succulent. Use a fertilizer low in nitrogen diluted to half strength. Pig's ear plant can be propagated by seeds and by cuttings. To propagate by seeds, simply sow the seeds in a well-drained soil mix and keep the soil lightly moist until germination occurs. Germination should happen within 2 to 4 weeks. To propagate by cuttings, take a leaf cutting from a healthy plant and allow it to dry out for a few days. Place the cutting in a sand or perlite-added well-drained soil mix. Keep the soil mix moist until the cutting roots. This plant thrives in pots having good drainage. Potting and repotting should be done once the plant starts to outgrow its container. It can be potted in a variety of soil mixes. A succulent mix or cactus mix will work well. The pot should have drainage holes in the bottom to allow water to escape and prevent the plant from being waterlogged. Be sure to use a pot that is only slightly larger than the current pot, and make sure the soil mix has been amended with sand or perlite to ensure good drainage. Pig's ear plant is moderately toxic to both humans and animals. Its sap can cause skin irritation, so be sure to wear gloves when handling the plant. If ingested, the plant can cause nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. So if you have small children or pets, it might be best to choose a different plant for your garden. It is a tough plant, but it can succumb to pests and diseases. The most common pests that attack this plant are mealybugs and aphids. If you notice any of these pests, take action quickly to eliminate them. Using water and soap is the most effective technique to keep bugs away from these plants. Every 2 weeks, you should do this. You can also use a neem oil spray or horticultural oils to destroy the pests to make sure they're gone.